the semblance of calm. Not wanting to trigger any alarms. By the light of a billion crayon suns, you smile with your
Okay, so that was a new song called Raging, and I am Lean Bear, formerly known as Alcoholic Audio Engineer, but I got tired of calling myself that. If you have a problem with alcohol, this home audio production thing can help you beat it. It helped me, and I'm here to assist you in any way I can if you're interested in availing yourself of that possibility. My email is in the channel description. Hit me up. There's also a pretty primitive tutorial on how to get started. The link is in the description. Ninko, if you're watching, I hope you're doing okay over there. I haven't heard from you in a bit. If you're having second or third thoughts about your proposal, that's fine. You just let me know. Really, it's fine. But I know you're going through hell over there, so anyway. Be well, brother. Wow. Okay, so here's the hit record meter from Air Windows. This is a thing that is useful for, well, it's a mastering tool. And as you can see, it's got three main tonal categories: bright, sonority, and dark. I've been trying to get my stuff down on the bright side and up on the dark side. Sonority is also good. Trying to minimize bright, not least of which because, well, I'm kind of chasing an analog vibe. Analog tends to be on the darker side. And also my long-suffering missus, she's very sensitive to sound. And the brighter my mixes are, the she tends to have issues. And when we go out driving and I road test mixes, I like her to enjoy it as much as possible. And when I got bright down below 10%, she's generally happy, as she was with this on the road test yesterday. This was her favorite so far since I got back into this. Okay, so, which was about 7 months ago, which is how long I've gone without a drop to drink, alcohol-wise. Okay, so, yeah. Let me stop this, and real quick. Yeah, I'm Lean Bear. This is my studio. It's not much, but it doesn't take much in this day and age. Yeah. 3 guitars over here. You can't see them all, I guess. Electric, acoustic. Well, they're all electric. These two are acoustic electric. That's a resonator over there. Audio interface, some pedals, an amp that I don't use much. Computer, Cakewalk digital audio workstation. And right here, even though you can't see it in the camera, is my Nectar MIDI controller, which I've been using more and more these days. And this is mixer's log number, I don't know what it is now, 8 or 9. I'll have to check. So normally I feature one or more plugins in these mixer mixers logs. I'm going to make this one shorter. Just going to run through levels, EQs, and plugins with a slight focus on tone boosters. Tone boosters. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Just an amazing way to... I need to minimize myself again. Wonderful way to bring an analog, darker, more analog vibe to your digital sound. I'm just going to look at the Brave Browser AI Assistant report on ToneBoosters. ToneBoosters plugin reviews. I just dialed this up before starting the camera. I downloaded these things a few weeks ago and only recently really started using them to any extent, and I've been blown away. And then I thought I would just kind of like take a reading of the reviews to see if they corroborated my satisfaction / sometimes amazement at what these tools do. So ToneBoosters plugin reviews. Legacy plugins. This one right here. ToneBoosters released 23 legacy plugins for free, which were well received by the audio engineering community. Reviewers praised their analog modeled curves, dynamic capabilities, and affordability. Well, free, that's pretty affordable. These plugins are considered suitable replacements for many modern DAW's stock plugins. Well, I think that's understating the case. They're quite effective, and again, sometimes amazing tools. So some users mention that ToneBoosters plugins require some getting used to, as they don't follow traditional plugin templates. However, and I guess that's true, now that I think of it. However, overall, reviewers appreciate the quality and value of ToneBoosters plugins. It's kind of it's kind of a hokey name, ToneBoosters, but they're the bee's knees as far as I'm concerned. Especially this one right here. Real Bus. This has some amazing presets. It's an analog tape machine emulator, and I've been on about Air Windows. I still stand by Air Windows. Chris does amazing stuff, but I've added this to my workflow. So I have it set for subtle saturation on the 2-bus, and but it's got some, as you can see, it comes with a lot of presets, which I like presets. The more the better. But not only does it have a goodly number of presets, they're really good presets, and then getting into tweaking, as you can see, highly tweakable. And then this one right here, this one right here, right? Hybrid, Japanese, Swiss, professional, old and rust glue, tape one. These are just, they really do give you an amazing range of tones, and they're all different, and they're, it just gives you not only more choices, but more good choices. Another So I'm going to go back to, I'm going to come back to Tone Boosters. First, I'm going to go through this is just for my notes. And you, in case you happen to be interested, if you're new to all this, it may look daunting, but don't sweat it. If you've ever mastered any kind of software in your life, which you probably have, at least become competent in some kind of software at some point, you can do this. And you can get into this if you got a computer that's not a dinosaur. And I guess you'd need a microphone. USB microphones are not that expensive these days. And pretty much anything you get, especially when you're just starting out, you're going to be happy with it. If you can't play instruments, learn to strum some cowboy chords on the guitar. It doesn't just, takes a month or two of daily effort. You can learn to do it. I can't sing. Well, Bob Dylan can't sing. Lou Reed couldn't sing to save his life. I can't sing very well. I get by. I can't play guitar that well either. I get by. I make music. I'm a songwriter and a lyricist. That's my main wheelhouse. All right. So anyways, you can do this. Don't be daunted by this. These are all just different instrument tracks. And this is where all the different tracks go into one channel to be mixed together for one stereo output right here. All right. So anyways, on to levels. So here's called console view. This is all these horizontal channel strips in vertical format right here. So I've got my channel 1. Track 1 is the drums, has MIDI drums. Now, I'm kind of, it's not by design or intention. I'm just, what I'm producing these days is very Floydian. And I didn't want the drums to sound like Nick Mason. So I used some MIDI drum patches. I think it was a Congo setting or pad or whatever in the drum machine. And so, yeah, that's at minus 13. Now, I just played through this. I peaked at minus 2.2. I like to be peaking these days at minus 3. But that's mainly before you upload to a streaming service, you want it to be at minus 3. 0.0 is the theoretical limit in digital audio. You want to be in the minuses before uploading to streaming services. From what I understand, you want to be around minus 3.0. But I'm not ready for that yet. I am working on an album. I don't know that I'm going to release it on streaming services. It seems to me to be a exercise in futility. But I am this is kind of best practices to keep it around minus 2, minus 3. So that's what I'm doing. That's the master, the mix bus, the 2 bus right here, peaking at minus 2.2. So drum track, channel 1, minus 13. Acoustic guitar, minus 15.7. Hammond organ emulator, minus 19.9. Why 19.9 and not 20? Because I like odd numbers. I'm weird. But anyways, synth, minus contact channel 4 minus 25.5, channel 5 minus 15.1, channel 6 main vocal minus 23. Got a lot of compression on the main vocal, but they're good compressors, and I'm thinking it's sounding good. Bridge vocal minus 23. Blah blah blah. So these are MIDI. Well, okay, so channel 1 MIDI, channel 3 MIDI, channel 4 MIDI, channel 5 MIDI. If you don't know what MIDI is, and you get into this, you'll soon know. That's what I do with the keyboard right here. Those are virtual instruments. Acoustic guitar. That was this guy right here. Through this mic right here. This has turned out to be a really nice microphone for everything. Highly unexpected when I bought it. I bought it for doing YouTube videos because it's got a noise cancellation circuit. I didn't expect it to be nice for recording, but it is. Main vocal, also recorded through this mic. Bridge vocal, also recorded through this mic. I've also got a mic here. I've got a mic here. They're not as... I don't like them as much. I like this one. So, track 8, that is the Korean Yamaha SG. Tracked through the M Audio black box interface on a setting called Big 905 amp sim. That's minus 19.9. Another. Oh, this is the bass part. Two bass parts. So this is they're both MIDI bass parts. This is Native Instruments Contact synth pad to kind of support this one, which is the main bass. This is actually a bass guitar virtual instrument. Looks like that. As you can see with little blips right there, it's MIDI. These MIDI files are mixed down to audio files to conserve CPU. But these blips, that means those are MIDI. And then interlude, that's what I prefer to call a solo. Interlude. And it has too many notes. It's kind of a placeholder solo / interlude. I like my solos to have as few notes as possible. In another recent song I did, I actually wrote a love song for my wife, my long-suffering missus. And the solo had 4 notes. 4. I am quite happy with it. It was kind of a one-off. I'm not a good guitar player. I'm certainly not a soloist. But I'm a guy. I'm kind of minimalist about that stuff, and I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. But anyway, so minus 21.5. Okay, so there's levels. There's levels. EQs. Let's go back to track 1, and this is the Pro channel. This is where you do preliminary EQing in this digital audio workstation, which is called Cakewalk. This is a Pro channel, and these are just some preliminary tweaks that you do. All right, so I've got a console emulator set to drums worm and tube drum bus worm slammed and EQ drum bus 02. And I do have the compressor on at drums kick. I thought it was at drum bus warm, but it's on drums kick. Okay, well, I'm going to put it on. Well, I must have had it there for a reason, so I'm going to leave it there. But it might go back to drum bus warm. All right, and then guitar, console emulator on Neve, warm ratio and Neve. And for this acoustic guitar, I almost always use this big and bright EQ, no tube, and compressor is acoustic, smooth, and bright. The EQ is acoustic, big and bright. Compressor is acoustic, smooth, and bright. That is kind of a, that's a big EQ curve. I don't usually use big curves like this. But it works for this acoustic guitar. I quite like it. Here is our Hammond organ. And why this EQ curve, which is vocals male 03. I just liked it. I just tried a bunch of different EQ settings, and I liked what that did. Compressor off, tube off, console set at synth warm lead S-type, contact 8.1, EQ off, okay, compressor off, EQ off, tube, mix bus warm, console emulator Neve, contact player 8.2, compressor off, EQ off, tube off, console Neve, main vocal. Let me see. Main vocal, compressor, vocals lead smooth, EQ, vocals lead 01 smooth, tube, vocals smooth, console, vocals lead smooth, S-type, bridge vocal ditto. This electric guitar, compressor off, EQ, guitar amp sim tamer. Why? Because it worked. Because I liked it. Tube, guitar electric dirt bag, console, guitar electric rhythm S-type. All right, synth bass, compressor off, EQ, bass fingered, tube, bass 01, console emulator, bass fat S-type, bass guitar emulator, bass, compressor bass 01, EQ, bass fingered, tube, bass 02, console, bass fat S-type, guitar solo interlude. Oh, another big curve. But, yeah, it worked, man. First time using this preset. These are all presets, these EQs. They're all presets. I haven't tweaked them yet. Compressor off, EQ, guitar electric humbucker to single coil converter. Those are humbuckers. It's a Yamaha SG. Korean Yamaha SG. Made by an old man who is now retired and maybe not of this world any longer. It waked. Tube, guitar electric dirt bag, console, guitar electric clean lead S-type. Okay, so those are the pro channel settings, levels, pro channel settings. Now, getting back to, well, okay, I guess I'll do plugins here. Nah, I'll do plugins in the track view. This is track view. And what do we got here? Let's see. Whoops. All right. I'm going to have to expand this way. All right. So, this is the drum track. It's pretty heavily processed, as you can see. And you can see TB. That's ToneBoosters. Okay, so back to ToneBoosters. I'm not going to go through all these, but, I'm not going to go into all these. I'll just briefly go over them. So I'm making heavy use of this one, the Easy Q. I know there's a lot of guys out there that would shit on this. I don't care. You know, there's all kinds of pointless snobbery out there. This is a very, very nice tool right here. You've got 4 quadrants. You got tinny, warm, dark, and bright. And that's what you get. I mean, yeah. This is probably my favorite. Well, this is ToneBoosters. By the way, so I've got drums set to down here between dark and warm, right there. By the way, this is, let me see here. If I go into ToneBoosters right here, this is that suite of free. These are all free. All free. The reverb is really nice, man. Time Machine, that's a lo-fi. I've made quite good use of that. The compressor is excellent. The bus compressor, which I have over here in the master bus. Whoops. Right there. The bus compressor. That's what that looks like. My favorite setting is simple compression. But again, it's got really nice presets. And very tweakable. But the great thing about these ToneBoosters compressors is that you really have to go out of your way to make them sound shitty and you do detrimental things to your sound. They're quite smooth, musical, and it's very easy to go wrong with compressors. These ToneBoosters compressors, they just sound nice right out of the presets. And you can, but you can, they're very tweakable. Okay. So, here's another, this is, Waves. This came out for free a couple weeks ago. I snagged it while it was free. And, was it overhyped? Yeah, it's overhyped. But it's been slagged on way too much. It's quite useful. It's very nice. It's free. I've made extensive use of it. It's very good. It's a good tool. So I'm not going to verbally go through all these settings. I'm just going to click through them for my own reference. That's where in IDX, Waves IDX is set there. ToneBoosters compressor there. I've got Finisher Micro. Distortion. Now, I've also got some automation curves here. That's not on all the time. Air windows, distortion loud at those settings. Time Machine, that's a lo-fi. Again, it's not on all the time. These are not on all the time. There's an intro where you see these automation curves here. So there is the, TV module. Ping Pong Echo. That's on all the time. And those are the settings for that. I can always come back and pause and look at these settings. Another ToneBoosters module right there. Ferox. This is another analog compression saturation emulator. Really nice. Warm saturation setting. I probably tweaked it a little bit. And then another one of my new favorite plugins, Wider by Infected Mushroom. It's really, it's good. It's really good. I don't know now. I seem to remember reading that this the algos in this plugin anticipate and prevent phasing issues. I'm going to have to go back and look into that. But I seem to remember that this plugin doesn't have phasing issues. It's a stereoizer. I don't do panning. Here's a pan knob right here. Pan knobs right here. Pan. I did pan this one because for some reason when it was in the center, one side was louder than the other. That was in the contact synth. I don't know. I wanted both left and right to be even, so I had to pan it to the right to make them even. But anyways, I don't do much panning because I have a hearing impediment in my left ear. You see, I'm half deaf in my left ear, and you know, I fight addictions, and I still do this. You can do this. So I use stereoizers. That's how I widen my stereo field. So essentially, I'm mixing in mono. All right, so there's that, and on to. So, just going to race through this. I've got IDX here. I've got Ferox here. I've got Fin Micro here. Chorus. TB compressor. That why isn't that? Should be before Fin Micro, but I must have had a reason. Okay. Easy Q there. And Wider there. Before I forget, these are my automation curves. What does that mean? It means that let's go back and listen to this intro again. Those are automation curves.
Steady as she goes.
So, isn't that nice? I wish I could get it to do that at the end of the song. That probably wouldn't be very nice. Be interesting though. So you can see over here, these are controlling parameters in ToneBoosters plugins, except for this one. This is controlling. This is turning the Finisher Micro plugin. These plugins are all tools that we use to shape and color the sound, the tonal characteristics, the dynamics, intensity, energy. Dynamics, envelopes, all that stuff, all the good stuff. So you can, like for example, I'll just let me see. So I'm going to solo by clicking S. We're only going to hear the drum track, and watch these knobs.
is one of them that's automated. Oh, it's not one that's automated here. See these knobs moving? Right there. Right there. That's these curves right here. They're being automatically turned down. All right. All right. Just automation. It's no big deal. You can learn how to do it. You'll learn as you go if you choose to get into this. So, right click, lanes, unshow, hide lanes. Okay, so, right. Okay, whoops. I've got these tracks. I can still go through them. So, the Hammond emulator. I can't look at it right now because the track. Okay, anyway, there's IDX. This is a volume modulation plugin. It creates a pulse, creates a tremolo effect. This is the envelope. I can't show you what it looks like right now because I guess I could. It looks like this. Like that. And then if I solo it. Like that. So if I, right? That's what that does. Now I'm going to undo that, unfreeze. Okay, so that's where that's at, and then I've got Air Windows Distance 3 at these settings. All right, meant to darken the sound and make stuff sound really far away. See, this is what I'm going for. I want my recordings to sound as if they were done in very big spaces, but not washed out by immense amounts of reverb, but big spaces like a canyon or a cavernous soundstage, but not overwhelmed with reverb. Big, with a huge amount of energy, but quiet. Furiously quiet. It's my jam these days. And so this is what this one sounds like. You heard what this one sounds like. Here's what this one sounds like. And I've only got the Finisher Micro jet plane. Right there. And let me see. This one sounds like this. That comes in midway through the first verse. And it's very subtle. Here's the two of these together. You see, it's in time. This song is 3/4 time at 130 beats per minute. You see that right there. And these synths are nicely timed with the internal clock of the digital audio workstation. Cakewalk, by the way, this is Cakewalk by BandLab, absolutely free. And it's awesome. It's only for Windows, but if you have Windows, you can't go wrong with this one. There are many choices out there, even for free ones. This is the best. Free audio music production software, digital audio workstation. Main vocal. We've got Air Windows Bright Ambience 2 at these settings. All right. We've got ToneBoosters compressor right here. Side chain at 700 hertz. That's important. IDX here. Easy Q here. Finisher micro here. Big hair. Great vocal setting. Right at 12 o'clock. And Waves Realm, which is a reverb, which I use very sparingly. This is a very nice reverb, but you see the snowflake? It's cold. It's icy. It's crisp. It's airy. It's to be used sparingly. That's where I have it set. Okay. Moving on. Bridge vocal is going to be the same, except I also have Time Machine, which is a lo-fi plugin. I got it set at 8-bit fun. Sample rate 9,733 hertz. That's important. Number of bits 5.1. This is all important. These four are not so important. But these two right here, those are the important ones. Okay. And what else? Right. Yeah. Yeah, well, or just listen to what this sounds like without any of these plugins tools. I turned them all off. So sounds pretty good, right? But just even down at minus 19.9, still too steady. I don't know. I just want something. I want controlled fury. Something more subdued. I want it subdued. So, I'm using this STFU right there at this very gentle tremolo setting. So, right? And you can hear the chord arpeggiating through the chords. I'm quite happy with the chords in this song. I'll just A-B these. Well, okay, first we've got Easy Q right there. Lo-fi. Yeah. Okay, I'll stand by that. IDX here. Okay. Real bus on over biasing. This was a subtle, but I like it. Ferox, warm saturation. Again, subtle. Shut the fuck up right there. Air windows, distortion loud. Yeah. Just something I like to do. I like to intensify and accentuate energy. And I'm not done with this, shaping the tone of this yet. It's 90% there. It has a little more work. But I like to I like to. It sounds like it's just louder. It's not just louder. It's louder in a certain way, and then I turn the volume down on the channel. Stereo chorus, air windows. And wider too. All right, this is the way I liked it. On to our bass. Now, it's pretty quiet. I want it to be quiet. I want it to be subtle, just like detectable like a pulse. I may turn it up a little bit louder, but here's where it is right now. Okay, so on again. Now the synth part, this is just to, right here, this is the synth bass. This is just to reinforce as the song gets more, as the energy and as the mix gets bigger, this is just to reinforce the, this one right here. That's track 10. And right here, I only have IDX right here. Hard. Speed down there, okay, and this sounds like this. All right. Solo. Oh, can barely hear it. Wow, wait a minute, hang on. I think I forgot to turn that up. Oh, no, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. This is a bug. This is a bug in... all right, so this is... Hello, come on. There. This is a bug in the contact player. Cutoff turns itself down. And it's not random. It happens when you hit the space bar. Space bars play and stop, and it causes cutoff, this setting, to roll down to 0, which is a bug that they haven't fixed yet. All right, so I got to reset. I got to re-level this. Mute. There we go. That's about right. Yeah, that's about right. And so, as it plays, this is the bass line. And for bass guitar, I've got air windows distance 3 at those settings. IDX right there. Finisher micro. I like chorus on bass. I like this plug-in on bass right here. Sounds a little bit video gamey, but okay, air windows bass amp. Okay, you can see why I added that, right? Here's where the bass comes in.
Think with your guns. Pretending to need what is given to us. To believe that the summit of virtue is trust.
I had it louder, but it just bugged me. Not because it's a bad bass line. I think it's a pretty good bass line. I'm not a bass player either. So, I mean, I don't know. What do I know what's a good bass line? I just know what I like and don't. It's just that I wanted it, I don't know. I just wanted it to be there. If you want to listen to it, you can. Or you can ignore it. You can just kind of like, yeah, I like things that way sometimes. I may turn it up a bit. I don't know. And finally on interlude, got IDX here. I've got Easy Q here. Easy Q is, it's the shit. It really is. I should turn off all the easy cues and let you hear the mix without them. This is going on long enough anyway. Amazing, especially on a cumulative level. Individually, great, but cumulatively makes a big difference in your mix. This plug-in right here. And then whiter right there. And that's it. All right, so there's the mixer's log. And I have another mixer's log to do tonight. I got Wing Chun Kung Fu lesson. And then winter solstice potluck dinner with my Kung Fu teacher and his wife. Kung Fu teacher and longtime friend, Zane. And if I have the jam when I get back home tonight, I got to do a mixer's log update on the song Atone. Okay, so this has gone on too long as always. Oh, so this is what the drum loop looks like. Bing, bing. That's what that looks like. So.
As you think with your guns. As you.
I don't know why it's not. Hang on. Cycling through it. Bing, 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 bing. Ding, 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 ding. There. That's what it looks like cycling through it. Right? Yeah, I'm quite happy with this one. It's about 90% there. I have some more accents to add. Probably with the Korean Yamaha SG. Atmospheric notes. Maybe I'll redo the interlude. Maybe I won't. And yeah, it's an indictment. I'm an extremist. Great. You brought the Orange Bad Man back. He cannot atone for the sins of the nation. America allowed children to be maimed by medical psychopaths. America stood by and allowed that to happen. And America is a nation of children. If you think the Orange Bad Man, as great as he is, if you think he can atone for your sins against the natural order, it's in the words of Mr. Dillon, it's a hard rain's going to fall.
It's a hard rain's going to fall. You haven't seen the end of the cosmic shitstorm that is coming to America. I can't get over it. Yeah, I'm kind of a misanthropist. I have misanthropic tendencies. I'm struggling with that. It's bad enough what a bunch of morons we were as a species with the coof and the face diapers and the VXs that were covers for actually eugenics technology rollout. But hey, the human beings can be forgiven for that shit, but you can't be forgiven for, not so easily, for standing by and allowing innocent children to be butchered and maimed by psychopaths. And you think that you can just bring the orange bad man back and everything is going to just be peaches and cream? Nope. Not going to happen. That's what this song, I had to get that off my chest. And it's, yeah. Well, that's my soapbox. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. Off to Wing Chun. And Nico, man, I hope to hear from you. One way or the other. Be well, brother. All right, everybody. That's it for now from lovely, scenic Paju City, South Korea. A country where people don't allow children to be maimed and butchered by medical psychopaths. And there are still two genders. Over and out.